Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gentlewoman with Race Hayden and Sydney Pressa. Hey, with Sydney Pressy. Okay, so
Hello, everyone.
this is one of my best friends in the whole wide world, Sydney Pressa. Or Pressy.
Down.
Sydney Press down. Sydney boots down in the house.
Yeah.
She is in Paris with me right now, and we are recording the podcast episode for next week because we're so on top of our shit. Like, I'm so on top of my shit that I'm, like, prepping my podcast beforehand. But, Sydney, tell the people who you are.
I'm Sydney pressed up. That's it.
No?
I went to Drexel. I still do.
Oh. Yeah, she's...
And I met Gracie Hay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of the very first people I met at Drexel.
Oh, yeah. We're going to tell this how we met story. But no, go a little bit into your background. Like, who are you?
Who am I, though?
No, like, who are you?
So I was adopted from China. And ever since, I've lived in New Jersey. Was raised there. And somehow, in this big world, I met Grace Hay.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Being from New Jersey, one.
Yeah.
But knowing me, too.
And now we're here. Now we're here in Paris.
Now we're in Paris. And Sydney is studying abroad in Germany.
Yeah.
So that's why she was able to skirt over here real quick and be on the pod. But we're just going to get right into it today. We're going to tell you how we met. It's very similar to the me and Ethan, how we met story, because Ethan was the host of the party that we met at, or party.
If you watched the video of her and Ethan's podcast, you would know that I'm the third that they were talking about.
Yes, exactly. Sydney is, we're like a trifecta, and Sydney's the third one. Yeah. So, again, Ethan, I think, created the group chat.
Yeah. Ethan's a little ringleader.
Yeah, he's a ringleader for sure. I know you're watching. I know you're watching, Ethan. So he made the group chat, invited hella heads to his house, and I came with a friend. I came with a friend of sorts, and pulled up, and Miss Pressy is on this little beanbag with some friends, you know, being her little judgmental self, looking at everyone like...
I was just observing.
She's looking at everyone like, yeah, like, no. Like, I could tell that was your vibe. And that's so fun, but how did you recount the night?
Wow, it's been so long.
I remember it, like, clear as day for some reason. Like, I remember we were listening to the Euphoria soundtrack. Like, I remember where everyone was sitting. I remember who everyone was talking to, like, who.
Part of the night is really foggy for me because I think I spent most of it with the people I came with.
Okay.
So I don't really remember exactly what everyone else was doing. But I do remember, I think, like, everyone, like, I was under the impression this was, like, a banger.
Oh.
So I, like, my friend and I pulled up with, like outfits.
Oh, yeah, I do remember.
I turned around and I remember, I think you were wearing, like,
the champion sweatpants.
Yeah,
that
you were in, like,
patchwork.
sweats. And I was like, wow.
Who is this?
But then I remember you were playing Melanie Martinez.
Yes.
And Ethan made a comment about it, and I was like, whoever's on Aux is great. Like, this is amazing.
Stop. She's, like, since been canceled.
Did you see she's coming out with an album, though?
No.
Yeah.
We have to listen. Melanie girl. That is, if you were on Tumblr in 2016.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I feel like that night we didn't really interact that much, but that's the first night, like, we saw each other in person.
Yeah, like, probably followed each other on Instagram, like, whatever.
Right. And then
sorority rush starts to happen.
Right.
And you don't rush that first round of rushing.
I mean, it was during COVID. I didn't even know if I wanted to join a sorority, and it was like, I didn't even know what the dates were. I didn't know what was happening.
It happened fast.
It did.
It was like September came along, because Drexel starts in September, and like 2 weeks in, it was like rushing.
Like, I turned around and like, you and like everybody else that like was there on campus was like, oh, like, it's tonight. Like, we have to get on video. I'm like, I didn't even sign up. Like,
Right.
where's the link?
Right.
So I'm like, I was
in
like,
typical pressy fashion.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll just do it next year.
Yeah. But then what did you do?
I didn't realize. Okay, so I was just like kind of observing the process from the outside, and it's very confusing, like when you don't really know what's going on.
Yes.
So like all of like us and our
like
little
I had
group,
my sister do it, so like I knew what was to expect.
And like our little group that started forming, like the girls, I was like, oh my gosh, like they're all like in the end, like you guys all joined the same sorority. And I was like, a little left out, like, and you know what? It was more of like, well, if they're like gonna be in it together, like if I really don't know what I'm doing, like I should put myself out there and do it, because like I'll have them to help me and support me. It's not like I'll be in like this boat by myself.
Yeah.
So then COB came around, which is continuous open bidding. Okay. So they needed a couple more girls.
Okay.
And I think I reached out to somebody, and she ended up becoming my G-Bid. Oh. Yeah. And it was great. I loved it. No, we had a great conversation. Like, she told me everything about it.
Wait, I remember this. Yeah. The DMs.
Yeah. And then we met up in person, and I was like, wow, like, I really, really like her. Like, this is great. So then, I mean, it just happened, and then next thing I knew it, I was in the sorority. Right. Now we're all in it together.
So, yeah, that was the story. At this point, I had known that I wanted to transfer from Drexel. Yeah. And I was, like, very open about it with everyone. Right? Yeah. Like, wouldn't you say I was open? I really wanted to get into Georgetown for literally to transfer out of Drexel in January and, like, go in January. But I didn't get in. I got, like, waitlisted again, whatever, extended waitlisted, denied. And so I stayed. Got a little bit more involved in the sorority. And then kind of just, like, left. Yeah. For school. So that was our first year at school together, but we had good times. Like, I remember the Tinsel night very well. Yeah. There's this bar called Tinsel that was a Halloween themed.
It was.
Okay. It does these themes in Philadelphia. And so we went during Halloween. I remember, like, we have a post on Instagram together.
That was a great night.
It was a great night. Yeah. And I have, like, a little black top on, my purple jacket. What are you wearing in it?
I wore...
The drinks were like $14.
Yeah, it was like, a black laced, like bralette. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And I wore like black jeans and boots.
Oh, why don't we talk about my 19th birthday? Okay, so after a brief intermission, because Asher gave us a ring, we're back. We're not going to start over because that was a really good intro. And we're pretty deep into our story. But, yes, so my 19th birthday, which was my 21st birthday, 2 years ago, or 22nd, something.
That's crazy.
I know.
Like, you're 21 now.
I know. It was crazy. We went to this, like, beer garden. Chinatown Beer Garden, and we celebrated hard. That was a really fun memory from freshman year for me.
I threw up that night.
I died that night. Remember? Ethan checked my pulse.
Oh my god.
That was so bad.
Well, I remember. So that night. Okay, during this time, like, even though we were still, like, we were friends, I feel like we didn't start getting really, really close until spring break, which we'll get to. But I had, like, another group of friends that I knew through my major. I'm, like, an entrepreneurship major.
Wait, who are these group of friends? Like, also, Haribo sponsor us. Because we've been eating these things the entire weekend. I'm getting one right now.
You know who this group of friends are. When I was,
Whisper. Oh, yeah.
And they lived, like, in my building. So I got really close with them. They were a year or two above me, I believe. But a lot of them were, like, either in my major or, like, then I started meeting, like, their friends through them. And it was just this whole big thing. But that's where I spent, I think, most of my time. Like, first half of freshman year. And then, so I left your birthday, like, it was the very end. And I think you guys went back. I don't know where you guys went back to, but I went back to Chestnut.
We went back to Ethan's.
Yeah, because I remember I was, like, so gone. Like, I thought I was going to throw up in an alleyway. remember I like left the table and I went into the alleyway.
We all peed in the alleyway. I remember that.
You might have been so gone that you don't even remember.
Oh no.
But yeah, and then I was in the Uber, thought I was gonna throw up, went back, like straight to the bathroom. Straight to the bathroom and then everywhere.
Oh. That's the worst.
Bad.
That is the worst. Oh my god. I think I fell asleep on the toilet that night. Like, it was one of those. And then my walk of shame back, and Ethan's, like, striped pants, which I still have, and, like, probably another striped t-shirt and boots.
You went back that night?
That morning. But I couldn't wear my little purple dress.
And yeah, no, you get it. It was, like, cold, too. We decided to wear, like, the tiniest
Of course. We always wear the tiniest outfits. No matter what.
Yeah.
That's what I always, like, get confused about. Is how I used to be able to, like, pull up in a skirt and, like, a crop top everywhere in the middle of the winter. And, like, now at my school that I go to, I'm like, no. Like, I won't do all this for y'all.
Even, like yesterday.
We talked a little while.
Yesterday. No, yesterday was freezing.
Wait, we can talk about yesterday.
But I feel like...
Wait, we need to get on the fact that you and Ethan weren't friends.
Yes.
I love this story. I think this is so funny.
Me and Ethan were not friends. Not because we didn't want to be.
Not in, like, a hating way.
I just, like, we never really had the chance to, like, interact, I feel like. And I saw him around here and there, because he would either be with you or, like, another one of our friends in our friend group. So I'd say, like, hi. But I feel like, and a lot of people tell me this, like, when they first meet me, if, like, I don't, like, if I'm not really talking to you and I'm just, like, passing by, like, they think I'm just, like,
a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I get that a lot, too, and I'm always, like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't think I was being, like, rude to Ethan. But I was just, like,
yeah.
So we didn't really, you know, he thought I hated him, and I'm pretty sure he hated me.
Oh my god. Why did he think you hated him? Ethan. We're wondering.
I know. But fast forward to
spring break. Freshman year spring break. I was like, oh my god, I have a friend group. Like, we're going to go on spring break together. Like, this is so much fun. But we went to this really small area in Florida. Wait, not small, but, like, really, like, old people.
We went to the West Coast.
Yeah.
Which, like, if you're going to do spring break in Florida, like, you want to be in Miami.
Yeah.
Or, like, Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. You don't go to wherever we went. Where was it? Naples. Yeah, we went to Naples. Where, like, old people retire. So.
It's still pretty. Very pretty.
Gorgeous. It was gorgeous. And we did have a great time, but.
Just the nightlife wasn't there.
Right. Which I was fine with because, like, we chilled. Like, we actually took a break.
Yeah.
But then little Ethan comes along because he is from Fort Lauderdale, which makes sense if you know him. He's a real housewife of Fort Lauderdale, for sure. And he takes us to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
And
he drove
across. He drives across just to drive us back.
Yeah.
And I remember it was a fun-ass drive. Like, we just listened to music, and, like, you guys, like...
It felt like...
sad girl music.
Like, 2 seconds. But it was really, like, I think a 3-hour drive, maybe?
And we got Starbucks.
Yeah.
And then we went to the beach, I think.
Yes.
We
were there for, like, a night. Like, a good day and a half, I think.
Yeah. Because we went to his house, went to the beach. Then came back that night.
Went out. And that was my
Went
first
out
time
in Miami.
Yeah.
It was my only time out in Miami. I've never been back.
Yeah.
And we went to this nightclub called Sway.
Not Sway.
And Sway is a nightclub for the 15 and 16-year-olds of Miami.
I mean, it's, like, infamous for it. You say Sway, like, to anybody who lives in Florida, and they know exactly what you're talking about.
They know exactly what you're doing. Too. So, it was fun. It was whatever. I remember... I mean, I had a great time. I remember the DJ said some crazy shit as a white person.
I don't even know what planet I was on.
I know. It was
a long day.
It was a long day and night. Especially because Sydney was, like, dead on the beach.
Yeah, and, okay, so keep in mind, this is now my first, like, real interaction with Ethan. Oh, this is why.
Yeah. Oh, this is why
yes.
we were getting here. Because they had never been besties before. So
yes.
did we sit in the back together?
Yes. Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is the first time, like, now, like, I'm really hanging out with Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm loving it. Like, he's so funny. Like, once you actually get to meet him, like, his sarcasm, like, sends me over the
top of the charts.
Yeah. So having a great day. When we get to Fort Lauderdale, like his house, we go out to the beach and like there's all these like beach like bars and all this stuff. So we sit down at this one place.
Mm-hmm.
It was me and you that shared.
Ibiza. Cafe Ibiza.
Ibiza.
Oh my god. We shared like a giant margarita.
It was like giant.
Like one of those fishbowl like esque big things, and Sydney starts getting red. As she does. She gets her flush.
Yeah.
And needs an escort to the bathroom pretty soon after we finish that drink of ours. And did you throw up in there?
Yeah.
Everyone was like, oh my god, like, what's happening? What's happening? And you're like, just leave me the fuck alone.
The pictures with my shades on, I'm like so red, just like.
Just vibing in Cafe Ibiza.
Yeah.
And then you like further die as we get back into the sun. I don't even think we went in the water that day.
No, well, I wanted to go lay on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, I think, wanted to walk around, which I would have been so down to walk around. I physically just couldn't.
You couldn't.
So we all went to the beach. You guys all are like looking at each other like, this is not a good idea. This is not what we want to do. Because
the beach is like packed. It's prime spring break
and I'm
time.
not even by the water. I'm like in the little corner somewhere, like in the middle of this beach. I start rolling out my towel. You guys are, I know you guys are looking at me like, what is she doing?
Well, we were just laughing. Like, we were like,
out
what?
My towel. I don't even like say anything to you guys. I think I just laid down. Like this. And I go, just leave me here and come back.
That is what you said.
Yeah.
I remember that. That's so funny. Oh my god.
You guys were
and then we went to Taco Bell to get drinks.
Yeah, but you guys were like,
no, I think I wouldn't leave you.
Yeah, you're like, we can't leave you here.
I think I stayed. They went into Taco Bell because I don't really remember.
Well, I ended up getting up.
Okay.
Because you guys made me get up, and then
they
did go to Taco Bell, and we laid like on. It was like a long, not a bench, but it was like this long thing before you enter the beach. Like it basically blocks.
Yes.
And there's little entryways onto the sand.
Yes.
So like we just kind of sat on there,
mm-hmm.
and I laid down. And I actually like blacked out. Like I just closed my eyes. I woke up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even remember like what just happened for the past.
So funny. That's so funny. Oh my god. Well, at least we all made it out alive.
Yeah.
And then you and Ethan became friends.
Yeah.
Which was the start of an era.
It was. It was.
And basically, I left Drexel that year kind of like, oh, like, I love these people so much. Like, I definitely want to visit a lot still. I still didn't know where I was going to college. I did a semester of community college, which I visited them a lot for. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, like, Sydney and Ethan were the people that kept up with me and, like, invited me to stay with them when I wanted to come to Philly and hung out with me when I came to Philly and everything. So they're for lifers because me transferring didn't affect our friendship.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I personally like really like Drexel. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Ethan loves it, but I think it was just a really good program for like what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it was sad when you left. It was sad because I feel like Drexel's one of those schools that you either love or you hate. There's like no in between.
I really.
Not that you hate
I was
it.
at the point where I hated it because of like people act. Drexel creates this high school environment and people act upon it.
Yeah.
Like people act like high schoolers still. And I was just like, this is what I had for the past 4 years. Like I can't do it anymore. Like I really can't. Like everybody knew everything that everyone was doing and you were never safe and
everybody knew your name too.
Yeah.
Everyone
people
knew your name.
would gossip and it'd get around and like you'd have to shut shit down. Like whatever. And I was like, first of all, I can get a better education somewhere else for what I was studying. Like, that's what I think people couldn't wrap their heads around was, like, the fact that the program I was in was literally not good. Like, it was good, but it was just, like, not what the school is known for. Well, like, the school I go to now, it's known for it. So, like, government and politics. So I was like, why would I stay here, like, spend all this money to go here, because Drexel is a really expensive school, and then, like, kind of hate the environment.
Yeah.
Love my friends, obviously. Like, we were really lucky to have like a good friend group, but at the end of the day, like, I was like, this isn't for me. And I also was in that toxic relationship, and so it just like constantly reminded me of that. Like, it was just all very like trauma.
No, yeah.
So I had to go. But
I know quite a few people that have transferred from Drexel.
Really?
Yeah. Some of like that friend group I was taking out freshman year, like some of like their friends had transferred, or I would just hear stories of like their other friends transferring. It's crazy. Like, I've never heard of so many people transferring out of a school before.
Yeah, and it's really. Yeah. And okay, Drexel is also a quarter system.
Yeah.
So you're in school every semester.
It's very like fast paced.
It's very fast paced. I felt like I wasn't learning at the end of the day. Like, I was doing all this like intense reading and intense essay writing, and like not retaining any of it because it happened so fast. But I think if my major was something like theirs, like Sydney's is entrepreneurship, Ethan's is entertainment and arts management. Like, Asher just transferred to Drexel
for DNM.
For DNM, and yeah. So, at the end of the day, it wasn't for me. I definitely think like if I stayed, I could have made it work.
Yeah.
Like, I could have lasted there. I may have switched my major and been on like a whole different path.
But why would you want to be unhappy?
Right.
You know?
Right, exactly. Yeah. So,
and it's like, it's not like you're thousands of miles away from us.
Exactly.
Like, you're still close enough.
I'm 2.5 hours away. Yeah. Like, even faster on a train.
Yeah.
I always will go up for like special.
And your sister's there.
My sister's there. Special events. I love Philadelphia. That was my like, obviously you guys, but like then leaving Philly was really hard because I was like, wait, I love it so much here. Like, da 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 da. But yeah, it couldn't work out. But that's okay.
Yeah.
What else can we talk about? Yesterday we got stuck in Champagne, France. But not the champagne you're thinking of.
We didn't drink any champagne yesterday.
No. That was really good. We literally went to the wrong place. We went to a place called Champagne, thinking that was the same area you go to when you want to go champagne tasting in France. That is not the place you go to. Yeah. It is, unfortunately, a deadbeat like ghost town.
Yeah.
That we had to spend 6 hours of our day in yesterday. And travel 3 hours to get there, 3 hours back.
We were up at like, you were up at 6
I was up at 6.
I was up at like 6:30, 6:45.
So I wanted like a cute outfit, because I'm like, oh, my pictures with my champagne flute like need to be cute.
And we wanted to make sure we got to the train on time so we didn't miss anything, like, just so we could relax when we got there.
Oh.
I mean, it was a long journey.
It was a long, long, long journey.
Yeah.
And
when we stepped off the train,
what did we see, Sydney?
The first thing we saw was a horse. A full-on horse. Just
was someone riding it?
I think so. But I'm like...
And I was like, wait, this doesn't look modern.
And then, like, the train station, like, I get it's, like, a smaller town, but usually they have somewhere you can go inside, at least sit on a little bench inside. A vending machine. I would get if maybe there wasn't anybody working. Like, it also is a Sunday, and, like, in Europe, it's really common that, like, on Sundays, a lot of things are closed, because it's, like, their rest day. Like, they don't work on Sundays, so nothing was also open.
Yeah. Nothing. Like, not a soul. Yeah. I think in total we saw 15 people.
Yeah, that's basically the restaurant that we walked to.
But, but like walking around, we saw like a family of 4. We saw 2 people and their dogs. We saw 2 people leaving the tunnel when we were like coming back to the train station to sleep there all day because there was one little glass box that was protecting us enough from the wind that we could like sit in there and not be absolutely miserable.
Keyword enough from the wind. Like it was still open.
Yeah, it was still like open and the wind was still coming through. But this was also after we walked a mile through a military base to get to this restaurant. That was the only thing open on Google Maps in like 3 miles. And they basically are like, we can't sit you, like we don't have room. And they look like really confused. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now my mom's FaceTiming me. Oh my god. I'm on Do Not Disturb. Okay. Sorry again.
This is what happens now.
I know. My mom just FaceTimed me now. I'm gonna have so much editing to do.
Ethan can do it.
No, I can do it. I have a week to do it. I'm so upset. Okay, my mom just FaceTimed me now. You know why? It's because her and Asher are on a setting where even if I'm on Do Not Disturb, their calls come through.
You know how last night, did you hear my phone going off?
Mm-mm.
I think you woke up from it. It was my dad calling me. Because I have my phone on Do Not Disturb, but I have like my whole entire family. They're able to call me.
Okay.
Yeah. My sister called me and my dad. And I was like, he's sleeping.
Oh, I didn't hear, I don't think.
Okay, good. I answered the phone to my sister.
I didn't hear.
Hey, happy birthday. I'll call you tomorrow.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, so literally my mother never FaceTimes me, and today she decides to give me her little ringer ring. Okay, so I'm basically so popular.
So popular.
So popular. So we're stuck in Champagne, France, and we just... Oh, we were talking about the restaurant. Oh, the grocery store.
And the parade. The parade.
Restaurant, no room. Grocery store, we walk in. They're like, the door was closed for a reason. And we're like, can we buy stuff? And the guy's like, one thing, and you have to go. So we don't buy anything.
Yeah, I felt like rushed. I didn't want to just like pick something random up and buy it. Like,
not knowing that this was the only grocery store for miles, because this was the first place we went. We're hearing like music from bands, and we're like instruments.
There's like there's something going on.
We're like, what's going on? Like, what's going on in the town? Is it a parade? Like, oh, there people live here? Walk past a graveyard. Sounds get louder.
It's a funeral.
It's a funeral. It's a freaking funeral happening in this town right now. And we obviously just look like lost tourists in our nice outfits. Everyone else is wearing like very basic clothes, like very like middle America. Like it felt like we got dropped in Nebraska.
Yeah.
And we weren't coming out. And our train wasn't until 7:15 that night. But there was an earlier one, so we just get on the earlier one and like no questions asked. Like
I mean, even the earlier one was we still had to wait. Like
it was at 4:45. We got there
at like 12 something, right?
12:06.
Yeah.
Wait, why does that feel like it's not a lot of time, but it felt like forever?
Because we weren't doing anything, Grace. We literally were like, we spent a good hour and a half probably just like wandering, like trying to find just something, like somewhere to sit down, somewhere like inside we can go so we're not freezing to death. And like to put it in perspective, like Paris is like this big, and this place was like a dot, like it's so small, like there's nothing there. And so we just like when we finally gave up. We gave up and we just were like, we're not gonna be able to find anywhere to go inside.
Because we were gonna try to get to this bigger city, but all Ubers said no cars available. And then Bolt,
which is like Uber specifically for Paris, which I didn't realize, but it said that Bolt wasn't available in that region yet. And we're like 2.5 hours from Paris.
Yeah, so we're like looking at how much a car would cost. It's like 286 euros. I'm like, well, we are stranded here. Like, maybe we'll pay for it. No cars available.
Yeah, like even if we wanted to leave, we could not.
So, moral of the story is don't go to Champagne, France. You have to go to Reims or Reims or something. Ugh.
I wouldn't even attempt again, even if I was.
I'm not. Like, I don't even want to get on a train ever again. Yeah. That was so bad. No. But, what else can we... My crocodiles! What else can we talk about?
Cancun?
We have 22 minutes. And 7 minutes before that. So we're at a pretty long podcast.
you want to keep going?
Cancun, quickly.
Yeah.
And then we'll be done. Cancun.
Last year's spring break.
My heart breaks because I will not be on this year's spring break.
I know.
So I'll still be here, but Sydney goes back.
I leave Germany like March 10th. I think March 11th I touch down on U.S. soil. So I'll be back.
Not the U.S. soil. We were about to call Daddy Biden yesterday and say, we're
home.
stuck. Get us home.
Yeah.
But Cancun, Max is on the flight.
With his whole
fraternity. With all the sororities that he's cheating on me with. I'm like, cool. Or that he was cheating on me with.
And we have our small little group.
We have our mighty group of 8.
Yeah.
And they have like mighty group. They have like 50.
Yeah, like the entire plane was our little mighty group.
And them. And that was so fun and so funny because like Sydney and Ethan were there for my era of dating this boy. This weasel, I should call him. And they were like, this is not real. Like, because they had never come to the school he went to. They had never seen any of his friends. Like, didn't know, like...
He knows who we are.
Oh, yeah. He came to Drexel when we all went there. And he, like, drove us from the airport once. The weirdest part was they were in the Philadelphia airport, which they go to school in Towson, Maryland. So I was like, why are you in the Philadelphia airport?
Early flight.
It was so early. No idea how they all got there. But that was just, like, one of the funnier things that has happened to me in my life.
What a start to a spring break. They also were at...
our resort.
Yeah, they stayed at our hotel as well.
Yeah.
That's why I say our. Like it's ours.
It was ours.
Yeah.
And they fucked it. But whatever. We're there, we're partying.
Like, drinking the minute we wake up. The minute we go to bed. I mean, the drinks are so sugary, though, that, like, you don't even feel yourself getting drunk in the sun.
Yeah.
But you get back to your room and you're just so, like, oh my gosh. Like, what just happened?
Right. No, definitely. And Ethan was sick the first, like, 2 days.
Like, really sick.
Really sick.
Ruth got sick. Like, stomach.
Ruth was sick. That was the funniest part of my trip.
Oh my god. No, I'm telling you, like, Kelly made that trip. Like,
yeah.
Like, if she wasn't there, like, it would have been a little more.
We had so much to laugh at that trip. Which was very, just, it was everything to me. Yeah. And we went on a boat cruise. Asher describes it as a bar mitzvah party.
They took us to this, like, little island.
We paid so much money for this.
Yeah. Took us to this little island. We had, like, a host. What's his name? Like,
he was the bar mitzvah DJ.
Was it, like...
Mosquito? I think it was Mosquito.
Mosquito was a little dirty man.
He was a dirty man. I'm dead.
They were playing, like, games on these islands. And, like, we were trapped on this island.
Trapped.
Like, whoever signed up for this boat tour, you're on this island and there's nowhere to get home.
There's no way to go home.
Yeah.
It was total drama island on that
Yeah,
beach.
and it was also, like, majority, like, men. Like, where were the other girls?
I don't know.
But they played all these, like, games that was hosted by Mosquito. Like, a what? T-shirt contest?
Oh, yeah.
The tug of war, which isn't the tug of war you're thinking about. Like,
it was explicit.
Yeah, everything was explicit. There was, like, a scavenger hunt, an explicit scavenger hunt.
Like, me and Asher did not participate. We were, like, down by the water, just, like, watching the water.
Ethan gave me his boxers during that scavenger hunt.
You had to find someone's boxers?
So, like, one of the things was, like, we have to go find, like, we sat, like, it was 5 girls, I think. Maybe, like, it was, I don't remember, but it was 5 of us. And, like, he was like, okay, go find me, like, a condom. And, like, you'd have to run and, like, find it, and then go sit in the chair. But every round, they took away a chair.
Oh, so it's, like, musical chairs.
Yeah. But, like, with scab. So then one of the rounds was, like, go find me a pair of, like, a men's boxers. I look at Ethan, I'm like, all of a sudden, I don't even ask him. He starts taking them off, like, under his pants. Somehow he's doing it. He's doing like gymnastics over here. I'm like, yeah.
I was so angry.
No,
like I was so done. And like once you flip a switch with me, like there's no coming back from it. Like, oh my god.
I lost on the condom round.
Where were you gonna find that?
Some people found them. You know, like half the men on that island had one, but not one for me.
Damn. That's so crazy.
Well, the story is though, if you want to have a crazy spring break, Grand Oasis.
Grand Oasis is where you go.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like everything that happens in our life, like every moment we encounter, just makes us closer and closer.
Yeah. To the point where we're just like, bonded forever. But that's a beautiful thing. And I want to thank Sydney for coming on the podcast today.
Thank you for
She has to
me.
leave soon.
I know.
I'm so sad. But I think if anyone else were in that champagne trip with me, they would have actually wrung my neck.
You wouldn't be here right now.
No, I wouldn't be alive. So I'm just glad it was Sydney to do it with me.
Yeah.
But, okay. I love you guys. I love you, Ethan and Asher, because I know you guys actually listen. You have anyone that you want to say you love?
I also love you guys, Ethan and Asher.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.